Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So today is BookList Thursday. BookList Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today, a really fun topic, I think, a very needed topic for me personally right now, is what we would call a good palate cleanser. So if you think of a good palate cleanser, it kind of breaks up going from one maybe intense flavor to another. I have a hard time going from books that are really heavy or are filled with a lot of emotions or maybe more literary or more harder for me to fully grasp, leave me with a lot of questions. And so in those cases, I like a good palate cleanser. I like something easy. So my definition of a palate cleanser is something that I don't have to put a whole lot of thought behind, something that is fairly easy to read or listen to. And books that fall into that category are typically some YA books for me, some memoirs for me, some contemporary romances for me. Now everybody's palate cleanser can be different. It's all up to whatever it is for you. But I don't consider thrillers a palate cleanser. I don't consider historical fiction a real palate cleanser. I'm really just looking for books that don't elicit a lot of emotions from me, which maybe makes me sound a little cold, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Something just a little bit of an easy read, an easy story. So I have a stack of books here that I want to talk about that I think make really good palate cleansers. The first one I want to mention is the On Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. This is filled with humor. There's a little bit of a predictability to it. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic palate cleanser. This follows Olive, and she kind of keeps saying her life is inexplicably jinxed by contrast to her very successful and amazing twin sister. So she's at Amy's wedding. She's the maid of honor. Of course, she has to spend some time with the best man, whom she's not a fan of. He ain't cool. He's kind of a jerk to her. His name's Ethan. She considers him her nemesis. They don't get along. So at this wedding, Ethan and Olive, Ethan and Olive are the only two people at this wedding that do not partake in the seafood buffet. And the seafood buffet turns out to not be very good because everyone has some sort of food poisoning from it. And there is this honeymoon to Hawaii that I think Amy, she can't get a refund for. It's like people need to go, it needs to be used. So she convinces Olive to go on this honeymoon, and guess who goes with her? Yep, Ethan. So it's just, the premise itself sets it up to be comical, and Christina Lauren takes it to another level. There are quotes in here, oh my gosh, fantastic. It's hilarious. Very good palate cleanser. Next one I want to talk about is The Dating Dare by J.C. Lee. I just finished listening to this book. This is a great book to have on my audio. We've been taking a lot of walks lately, enjoying the sunshine, and I like to still get some reading in. So I just listened to this. I got it off of Libro FM. If you haven't heard of Libro FM, it's very similar to any other audiobook subscription service, except the proceeds from your subscription can help support a local independent bookstore of your choosing. Links below if you want to check it out. Highly, highly suggest it. But I listened to The Dating Dare. We've got kind of similar premise of a contemporary romance. This is book 2 in a series, which I didn't even realize, but I don't think it changed any of my opinion of it. But we have our two main characters who are friends of a bride and groom who just got married, very similar to On Honeymooners-ish. And they end up, I love it because our main character, she runs a brewery, and oh my gosh, some of the things that she names her beers is hilarious. I love it. But they end up enjoying a few too many beers, and they make a dare to basically survive 4 dates together. So, and it goes from there. And I really, really enjoyed it. Next thing that are good palate cleansers that I typically pick one of these up every summer, I haven't yet this summer, is Morgan Matson books. This is my YA take on a good palate cleanser. So we have Amy and Roger's epic Detour. We have 2 kids who just graduated high school who are driving cross country. One is to go to college, one is to meet up with her family who ended up moving. Since You've Been Gone is fantastic. I think this is probably my favorite one. Follows our main character Sloane and her best friend Emily. Sloane is adventurous, Emily is not. Sloane disappears and leaves Emily with a list of 13 things she has to do that summer. Kiss a stranger, go skinny dipping, steal something, break into something, Penelope. Like very random things, and Emily takes on the challenge. And then unexpected everything. Our main character, Andy, has her life planned out. She's supposed to get this really awesome internship and it falls through and she ends up being a dog walker for the summer. Again, fantastic palate cleansers. Then I have Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum. This one I like because it has, there's a lot of text message back and forth in here, but we have our 2 main characters. What's our main character's name? It doesn't say. That's gonna drive me nuts. I don't know what her name is. It just says me. Jessie, maybe? Anyways, she ends up going to a new school. Her father got remarried. She ends up moving to California, going to a very high class school, maybe we'll call it that. Doesn't make a lot of friends right away, except for some very random person at the school starts texting her, and the handle for them is somebody nobody or something like that, and part of it is like they get to know each other through Tell Me 3 Things. So really cute, a little more heavier, but still a good palate cleanser. And then another really great palate cleanser that I like to read are memoirs, mostly light-hearted memoirs. So I'm thinking like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler's, those memoirs. Michelle Obama's Becoming is a really great, I guess, palate cleanser. In these, especially when I listen to them on audio, because Michelle Obama narrates her own, so it's just, it almost feels like I'm listening to a podcast. I'm just listening to their story. I listened to Amy Poehler's on audio. So funny. I remember we were camping that weekend. I remember walking through the campground literally laughing at what I was listening to. I probably looked ridiculous, but I think they're really great. Oh, Leah Remedies is also a really great memoir. Just great life stories, a nice little breakup, and you learn so much about these people. They're fantastic. I do highly recommend this one. I really enjoyed it. So those are my palate cleansers. That's what I tend to gravitate towards when I'm looking for something to kind of break up any really heavy books that I've been reading, or something that I just want to get through kind of quick. So if you have any good palate cleansers, or if you have a different definition of a palate cleanser in the reading world than I do, I'd love to chat about it below. Leave a comment. Otherwise, head over to Sarah's channel and see what she has picked for this week's palate cleansers. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I'll see you next time.